Hello class, welcome to HR Management, and I am week 2, and I am your instructor, Sheena Ram, and I am here to welcome you to the class, and also talk a little bit about last week and next week. I'm going to keep these video snippets short, but I definitely want to cover everything that I can cover because we don't have that face-to-face interaction. But please keep in mind that you can go to my profile and you can reach me via email. You can arrange a time to Skype. I also have a national phone number that we can dial in, and we can also do a conference call. If I see multiple people having issues, I do utilize that conference call to get everybody together. We'll talk about milestones in further detail, but your milestones are very, very important in this class. Milestones, another word for milestones, are projects. And for your milestone projects, you have 3. And you complete each of those, and that will make your final project much, much easier. So we'll talk about that a little more in detail, as well as milestone 1. I'll give you some details about that tomorrow as well. But for last week, you had a discussion last week, which everyone did very well on. You explained about Maersk, and you explained the information. What was the what were you supposed to be answering, the question you were supposed to be answering. You explained why things were happening as far as the HR departments and why you have to streamline them, and all of that was very, very good. Sometimes when you kind of get stuck with the discussion board, who, what, when, where, why, and how, make sure you're answering those. But also, some people did and some didn't, but make sure that your citations are within the discussion, within your initial post, because you applied to others, but for your initial discussion, make sure that you have that citation. And what's the purpose of that? Actually, the purpose is to make sure that you take that information from out of that text, or the information from whatever resource you utilize, and you support it. You're not just telling me, well, I think this was a good idea. I think it was a good idea for him to streamline it. Well, I like that you think it's a good idea, but I also want to know, why do you think it's a good idea, and what research have you done to support your point of view? We'll talk about that in detail more as well. I talk a lot, so we'll try to get this over with. But that is something. Your citation is a part of your rubric, and if anybody doesn't know where your rubrics are, if you look to the left, which it looks like I'm moving, that's another story. Just looking at myself. But if you look to the left in the course panel, and you go into the course modules, for each module, if you go down to whatever module, you see the rubrics at the bottom. If you don't find it there, if you need me to send it to you, or you need me to post it, let me know, because I can do that as well. So make sure you look at your rubric so you understand what the assignment calls for, because when I grade your work, I look directly at the rubric. So speaking of which, I'm working on your rights this evening, and I'm also going to be working on them tomorrow to try to get everything graded by the middle of the week. So you'll be able to see what it is I'm kind of looking for and different things, and I'll let you know. But if you have any questions, if there's a question you think everybody could benefit from, you can post it on the discussion board in the discussion area, or you can send me an email and I'll answer you there. Last week you had a quiz. They're only worth a few points, but the points add up, and you can take them as many times as you want, so you can get as many points on the quiz as you can get. So definitely do the quizzes, do the readings. I had a question about the page numbers. The pages in your e-text, it doesn't have numbers. You have to search, and some kind of way the search comes up. I'm waiting on an answer from Engage about how to look at it. My screen looks a little bit different than yours, so I want to make sure that you have that. But I also have a number for Engage. If you want the support number for Engage, I can provide that for you as well. We want you to be successful, and your advisor may also be able to point you in the right direction. We have so many different ways for you to figure out, or if we have an issue, we'll figure it out together, and we'll use advisors and instructors and other people. We'll find the answer. But I definitely want you to be able to maneuver with your e-text. So maybe something in the future, and you all at the end of the course, you'll actually get to provide feedback. But I don't know if it pertains to that, but maybe some kind of way we can get Engaged to put page numbers, because that's important. Or maybe we can format it in some kind of way on our end so that it's easier to understand what it is we're trying to get you to read. But this week, you have the quiz as well. You'll have that every week. You'll have discussion every week. 2 your initial response by Thursday at midnight, and 2 replies to others. the earlier that you start the discussion, the sooner the better, because that gives other people a chance to respond and reply. Stay away from the two-sentence trap. Oh yeah, I really agree with that. That's a really, really good idea. That's good though. I like for you to agree with your peers. And it is. I'm sure that great ideas are going to come out of this class. It always happens. It always does. But you need to support your information. That's a good idea. And I love it if somebody disagrees, because as long as we respectfully disagree with others, it's perfectly fine. So keep that in mind. The milestone project is due this week, and I'll go into that a little more detail tomorrow, but it is the directions and instructions are in the module. It does need to be in APA format. If you need any information on APA format, please let me know. Your advisor has information on APA format, as well as there are tools that SNHU provides for you that you can get further information on APA format as well. So keep all of these things in mind. There's lots of tools. There's tutoring, tools, all kinds of things to make you as successful as you can be. And we want you to be successful. I want you to be successful. And I know that you can do it. So I feel pretty confident in that. But I just want to congratulate everyone for taking this step in your education. You did a really, really good job last week on the discussion. I'm sure you'll be fine as far as your work goes from last week, and I look forward to looking at all the different work that you do and bringing the information and just speaking to all of you. I mean, it's going to be an exciting term. There's 8 weeks-ish to go, 7.5 weeks or so, and the first week was great. Keep up the good work. I know life can probably get in the way sometimes, but be consistent and stay on top of your work. Getting behind makes it really, really hard, but we'll talk about that. And if anything you need to discuss with me, email me at sitegram@snhu.edu, or like I said, we can arrange Skype. We can also do a multitude of things. So have a good evening. I know it's on the later side, but have a good evening. If you're going to watch this in the morning, that's fine as well. And if you have any questions about anything, put it in the discussion board or send me an email. Take care.